Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more. Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Julia Keeps It Real. And today we are going to keep it short, keep it simple, and talk about the last 30 days of the year. And I kind of like to think of it as like the last stretch, like you see the finish line and you're almost there. Like, what can you do? What can you push for? So that way you end the year strong and go ahead and have some great momentum going into the new year. Now, I don't necessarily believe that you need a new year or an end of year to crush the goals or to do the things. However, let's be real. Sometimes it's just for our mind. It just works a little bit better to know like you're ending a season, you're starting a new season, right? And so I really believe, whether it's business or in life, taking the time and figuring out what else do I want to accomplish before this year ends? What else did I say I was going to do and I haven't yet? Like, what do I need to get prepared for? Let's not wait until January to get prepared. Let's start thinking about those things now. So the first thing I want you to do is grab your Grow Journal. I hope you have been using that. I hope it's been blessing you. One thing I like to do in my Grow Journal, I usually do this during my Christmas break. Since I'm in education, I thankfully get 2 weeks during December. And so I'm going to, like I said before, take a hiatus from podcasting in the month of December. Which will allow me time to focus on the new year, which is essentially what I'm going to be talking to you guys about. I'm speaking it and doing it myself. So with all that, let me go back. So December, I won't be recording any new episodes. This is episode 99, and then I have one more. And then what I want to encourage you guys to do, which is what I do in my Grow Journal, is I go back and look at all those things that I said I was going to do, or maybe it's a training I listened to, it's a podcast episode I listened to, it's a church service I listened to. Anyway, I look in my journal and I go through those notes and I go through those aha moments and I highlight and I circle some important things. And then I create like a little list of things like, okay, what do I want to do before this year ends? Or what do I want to do to start the new year? So take some time to reflect, but also take some time to plan now for the beginning. So I know that I have a lot of things I'm trying to launch and do in January, right? I'm launching a new course. I am launching a Faith+Freedom+Flow Club membership club. Literally it's $8 a month if you haven't heard me talk about that. And it's a one-time yearly fee though, because I won't be able to like figure out who's paying each month. It's just you're in it for the year. And you will get tons of things with that. If you haven't heard, you will get a live training. You will get a theme for that month to focus on for life and business that you can even duplicate for your team if you have a team. You will get a takeaway, whether it's a resource, a strategy, a template of some sort that goes with it that you can implement. And a few other cool goodies I will be doing in that membership group. And so I will also do quarterly group coaching calls. I will also do monthly giveaways, y'all, for people that are participating and doing some of the things that you're learning. So it's just going to be a time. So my Business Tree group, which is here in the show notes, is going to be about the what you need to do in life and business. The Faith+Freedom+Flow Club is going to be the how. I'm going to teach you the strategies, the tips, and walk you through things. And so with that, it does require a paid membership fee because I'm like giving you all the goods, okay? So back to this. I need that time, right, in December. So I need to take this break from podcasting, let you guys catch up on these 100 episodes. I actually can focus on the courses. I can focus on the membership and that group, so I can go ahead and start getting things prepared for that, right? So what can you say I need a break from? What can you take off your plate? What can you prioritize and make sure you're getting those things done so that way you end the year strong? So I know a lot of you are like me and you're trying to do all the things. Like, I hear you, sister. I know you, sister, because we like people attract like people, right? So people that tend to follow me, listen to me, whatever, y'all are very similar. Y'all are doers just like me, right? But sometimes you need to just assess your plate and say, am I doing too much? Am I doing too much right now? Like, maybe I need to tone some things back. Maybe I need to put this on the back burner. And oftentimes, you guys, when you slow down, it actually allows you time to speed up. So figure out where you need to slow down. Like, I literally just took a week to slow down when I was on vacation. And it's giving me the energy, the momentum, and the focus to speed up, okay? So that's when I was like, I need to slow down, or I need to take a break, or I need to put this on the back burner, which is this podcast hiatus break, which I think is kind of cool anyway. I might always do this in December, like before I launch a new season. So 100 episodes may not always be what I do, but that was my goal for the year, was to get to 100 episodes. And by golly, y'all, I'm like tired. I'm still like on a whole different time zone. 7 hours ahead has really affected my sleep. So I was like, no, but I've got to, like, the November is about to end. I've got to get to 100 episodes before December so I can end on a pretty note. Give us some time. Go ahead and start preparing and possibly even recording some episodes while I'm off. But I won't start pushing them out publicly until January. And so I say all that to say, giving yourself that break, whatever that break might need to be, will be helpful for you as well, okay? So the next tip for the last 30 days is figure out your word of the year, okay? Like, I am such a big advocate of having a word of the year. I started doing this a couple of years ago. So hard to be like, what's one word? I'm a woman of many words, okay? And so finding one word to summarize like your goal, which I think is cool because everything's just centered around it, right? So I'm sure you've heard me mention it before if you've been listening, but my word of the year this year was alignment. And so everything I was doing in business, in life, in relationships with friends, family, dating, everything with, my career and school, like everything I wanted to be in alignment so I can truly feel like I'm living out my purpose better. In other years, it was happiness. Like the year before, I just was like, I just want to do things that make me happy. Like, if it's not making me happy, I'm not going to do it unless I just like have to do it. And so if your word of the year is not easily coming to you, I want to encourage you to pray about that because like I kind of even had some thoughts. I was like, okay, do I want impact? Like, do I want it to be abundance? Because I felt like those were kind of speaking to me. But I also was just like, I don't really know. So I just prayed about it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the word chosen came to me. And I was like, that's not really a word I would use. Like if you go and look in Google, like word of the year, there's so many like templates you can use and some ideas and some suggestions. And like chosen was not even on that list. Because I was like, did I just maybe see that one? Nope, wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, God, I guess I hear you. And I think I needed that to know that my purpose and my calling and what I plan to do going forward, that I've been chosen to do it, that I'm worthy of doing these things. I believe in myself enough and that God has chosen me to do these things, that I'm going to use my spiritual gifts. I'm going to use my voice and I'm going to make the impact. And so being chosen, I think still is going to fall into the impact, right? The word that I was thinking about using. And it also is going to fall into abundance because I feel like if I'm walking in purpose and I'm still doing my alignment from this year and I feel like I'm being chosen and I'm reminded that I'm a daughter of the King and I'm chosen to expand his kingdom, then I'm going to have a life of abundance, right? So that's my word of the year. And I've already know that for January or for the year 2022. So I go ahead and start thinking about that when I'm planning now. Like I'm already living in it now by finding the necklace. I shot from a friend. Her name is Kat. She is with Stella and Dot. If you want the information, find me on Messenger, Julia Graham Chapman. Message me. I can give you that information. I get a necklace from her every year. They're super good quality, so they last. I don't ever really take it off. I will shower in it, and I will take it off every now and then when I want to just like change it up. I get like a bracelet from Etsy that says my word of the year. So it's just on me and a visible reminder. When I've started doing that, it's super helpful with me remembering my focus for the year. People will even ask about it. Like, what does your necklace say? Or what does that mean? Or whatever. And so it's a good visual reminder. So I go ahead and get those things ready. I think about my vision board and what I want to put on my vision board and what vision do I want to make into a reality. I start to be those things. It's no longer something that I'm thinking about in the future. So these last 30 days of December that you're about to reach or go into, right? I want you to think these things that I want for 2022 or these things that I want in the future no longer are in the future. They are starting now. I'm starting to become them now. And that is how you actually get there. Okay. I go into more detail about this and the strategies behind it and the tools you can use. In the course, in the Make Your Goals a Reality course that's going to be launching in January. So look for that. But my next tip for closing out your year and to spend your 30 days in December being purposeful is to figure out what else you still want to accomplish with 30 days. So you got 30 days. Like, get a piece of paper and write a number at 1 through 30. What do you commit to each day? And maybe it's not even 30 days. Like, if you're like, I don't know if I can do it for 30 days, maybe it's every other day. Make a list of 15 and see if you could check off those 15 things. And maybe it's not even 15 different things, right? Maybe it's the same thing 15 times, so you're consistent with that. Maybe it's making sure you follow up with like 100 people in 30 days, so that way your business is ready to boom in the new year. Maybe it's making sure you hit this health or weight loss goal. So you're having to be very, very strategic in your water intake and your health, like what healthy choices and things like that. It's all up to you on what your last 30 days, what you're trying to accomplish. You got to figure that out, but go ahead and make that game plan, make that roadmap, kind of reverse engineer what you need to do in those last 30 days to make it happen. Okay. So I want you to think back too, while you're doing that. Next tip, what do you want to leave behind in this year? Okay, that might be people. Maybe you're like, I'm done with you. I'm leaving you in 2021. I'm not taking you to 2022, right? Maybe it is a certain habit, right? I already know in January I'm going to be doing my fasting, and I'm going to do, 21 days. And see, I'm saying this publicly so y'all can help me with this because this is big. I've done this before, but it's been a while since I've done no like alcohol, including wine, for 30, or I'm not doing 30, for 21 days. So that's my goal for January. And I just really want to make sure I'm doing a good job at fasting. And I pray that will be something that will be some time with God and growing closer to get my new year started. But figure out what you're going to leave behind. Maybe it's even some parts of you, whether it's habits or behaviors. Maybe it's some things that didn't work well that you're like, you know what? I'm not going to keep trying to make this work. I'm letting go of it. Like, it's okay to let go. Okay. Then I want you to write down, and I don't just mean think about these things, like write it down. What am I leaving in 2021? What am I taking with me in 2022? So I want you to think, what are habits that you developed? What are some good things that happened? What are some lessons learned that you want to take with you into the next year? Who are some people that you've connected with and you want to keep that relationship? You want to continue to build it that you want to take into the next year? What are some habits, some character building, some personal development and growth that you want to take into the next year? Write them down. When you write them down, it sticks a little bit more, right? It makes it more of a reality, and it makes it more permanent of like, I'm committing to this, right? Okay. So that kind of goes with, what did you learn, right? What did you learn? What are your reflections? What are your takeaways? I love journaling that and writing that down. It's also cool to look back later. So if you do have this grow journal, like I mentioned, and you're putting all the things that you learn into your journal for the year, at the end of the year, it's so cool to look back. And it's even cool to look back at the very beginning where you write down, what did you want to leave behind? What did you want to take with you? And see if you committed to that. This is so important. So go ahead, like as we're planning for the new year, if you don't have a journal, I'm a journal girl, so I will have journals every day of my life for the rest of my life. I will always have a backup journal. So I haven't like declared one yet for my next year, but I have one in mind. So I can go ahead and start my new journal. And even if you don't finish one, I have one that's not finished, but I will go ahead and start a new one. So that way it's year by year and I don't really get confused. And it's cool because you can go back and look into them. Like I said, reflect and think, and highlight some things that maybe you're like, ooh, I said I was going to do this, or ooh, this is a great training, or these are some great tips, or whatever. I want to make sure I implement those. Okay. All right. And lastly, I believe this is lastly, I already said this basically. What can you commit to? I'm writing that down. And maybe it's just something small. Like I commit to budgeting Christmas this year. Like I'm not going to overspend. I'm going to commit to not eating all the crazy food because I know it's going to have me gain 10 pounds. And I just don't want to start my new year 10 pounds overweight, when I'm already trying to lose weight. Adding more weight before you try to lose weight is not going to be helpful. Maybe you're going to commit to your business and being intentional in holiday season and follow up and things like that. It's up to you. Maybe this is a good one, especially with what I'm working towards. Maybe you're committing to your own personal growth, right? Like when people sometimes are stuck, like you're stuck, you can't find a new recruit, you can't get more sales, you're struggling with your customers. Oftentimes, y'all, this is me being real, it means you're also probably stuck in your growth. When you're growing, when you're learning, when you're developing, when you're taking that time every day to plug into things to better yourself, when you take time every day to focus on gratitude and practice gratitude, those moments of being stuck happen less and less, okay? The reason why I've been successful in business for several years, okay? Top percent in companies, top earners, top 25% in sales or recruiting, or number 8 in the whole entire company before. But I've never had success like this. And one, I contribute that to God and tithing, like I've mentioned before, and working on alignment. But two, I've done some major personal development, the most I've ever done in my life. I doubled up on personal development and growth, so my income doubled up as well, okay? So keep that in mind. The last thing I have is, I mentioned pray over your word of the year, but pray over just your last 30 days. Pray over God, what do you have in store for me for the end of this year? What do you have in store for me for the next year? Can you reveal this to me? I want to walk with you in this. I want to partner with you. I want to do this with you. Help me, right? Whatever that means, guide me. I put my faith in you. I'm going to trust you in this and do the work with that. So I hope that is helpful. I will be back, y'all, for the last episode of the season 1. This has been crazy, and I'll probably talk about it in the last episode. But y'all, I can't believe it. Like, I literally woke up one day during Christmas break last year and was like, I think I'm going to start my podcast. Like, I got a lot to say, but maybe I don't. Like, I don't really know. Will anybody listen? Is it even going to be good? Do I even have enough content? And here we are, almost to 100 episodes. Okay. So I first started off with like, maybe I should do 50. And then I kind of got going and I was like, oh, I think I can do 100 in a year. There's 365 days. That's like a few episodes in a week. I can do it. And here we are, almost done. Thousands and thousands and thousands of downloads, which is insane. That doesn't even include the people that are clicking on it, but aren't actually clicking the download button, or their whatever they listen to it with don't download it automatically. That happens. So I'm just grateful for all of you, like all of you that have reached out, and those of you that haven't reached out, but you're just listening and learning and taking whatever comes your way whenever you're listening to this podcast. So I appreciate you for that. And that is what I have for the last 30 days. Make them count. Literally, I think the best tip is obviously praying is the best tip, but the second one is jotting down 1 through 30 and figuring out what you want to do these last 30 days, or 1 through 15 every other day to close out the year and make it amazing. I love y'all. I'll see you on the last episode of season 1. Before I take a break in December, go ahead and scroll through this podcast. See what episodes you missed that you're like, ooh, I need to hear this. There's a lot of them. In fact, I might even start season 2 with my top 5 to 10. I'm not sure if I want to do top 5 or top 10 favorite episodes of season 1. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.